Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I gotta translate it.
Also, hi, Winnie.
How are you?
Pretty good. I'm very sweaty. Oh, the fridge is cracked. 1 second. I just put like a cake in it, and I think it was too much.
You brought a cake to the studio?
Sort of. I brought part of a cake. So this morning, I assembled my cake, but I cut it kind of close. I've never made a cake before that had so many layers, and it was something else.
How many layers?
It's 6 layers. They're not all perfect because it was that. Oh my god! Everyone here, I think, has heard me talk about this cake.
We haven't
heard about the cake.
Okay. So I made this incredibly, I don't know, depending on whether you like coconut, either like a vile or a terrific coconut cake. It was my birthday yesterday, and it is 6 layers of, thank you, 6 layers of coconut, like I guess a sponge, and then coconut milk, coconut flake. I tried to find like a live coconut, but I don't have a cleaver, and I couldn't find any that were already cleaved open, so I just got coconut flakes.
You can just smash them on the ground.
Wait, okay, how do you, I should YouTube
like
it.
if you tap it on its edge like multiple times and then throw it on the ground, it'll just pop open.
That's amazing. Do you have to, there's no slicing required?
I mean, no, I've only done this once, and it was with a resident from Lagos that was staying with us, and we made a meal together, and so he was the one that taught me how to open a coconut. And no, there was no using any sharp tools. It was like just slowly kind of hitting it around in a circle, and then after that I just like threw it on the ground in our mudroom, and it was like a little bit messy, obviously, because like the water came out, but like nothing that wasn't easy to clean up. And then it just went
incredible.
Was opened. Yeah,
I will try that. Someone said use a sickle, which also sounds pretty cool. Like, could be a good Halloween costume too.
Yeah.
Hammering its perimeter. Actually, I have a hammer, so I can
take a hammer. You tapped it.
Exactly.
See, I would take a saw and I would just like kind of cut it.
No,
skill saw. Just cut that coconut.
I don't know.
My parents have always used a cleaver, so it didn't occur to me that there were other methods.
Yeah. I mean, I've only done it that one time, but it worked, and it wasn't difficult, and it required no tools. Just good old fashioned.
Good old fashioned. So you made
this entire video on YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna put the whole thing up. We can cut the coconut cake.
Okay. It seems off topic.
But I love it. That's the like whole joy of this, is that we can come on and just chat about opening up a coconut for like, you know, a little bit of time before we get into the meat of this conversation.
Oh my god, that's a terrible joke. That was dad level joke, Chrissy. Bravo.
Thank you. Oh man. Well, we're super happy to have you here. I feel like people are still curious about smash it hard on the ground. See? Exactly. We've got county folks in here hammering. Yeah, these are all great options. We're super happy to have you here and chatting with us today for Flat Files.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, hopefully our internet will not defy us this time. We've been having like really country internet hellscape time. Last week it just completely deleted the video, so hopefully this week that won't happen, because that was...
I feel like that was an Instagram problem and not an internet problem.
It processed for 7 hours. Yeah. And
which is kind of a bummer, because that video...
It was really lovely.
A really lovely chat.
Yeah, and then it just... vanished. So I wrote Instagram. They'll probably never write me back, but whatever.
Oh wow!
I tried.
Did you write you back? You should send them a letter.
I should always write my troubleshooting problems in formal handwritten letters that I mail, and then I wonder if that would be more effective or less effective. Anywho, Flat Files is our weekly, for those who don't know, our weekly hangout online with a fellow maker, artist, creator. And it's something we've been doing now since last year, sometime in April. And this year we're really excited because we have invited our Emerging Artist Award winners, Wenting being our last of this series, on to chat with us about their practice so that we can put it as part of our programming and link it to the exhibition that we're going to be putting up. We have all the artwork now, so we're going to be putting that up next week.
Yeah, it just occurred to me we're missing one interview because Instagram deleted the video last week.
Instagram was like, see you later. Well, maybe we'll do like a little sub online thing with Aaron and toss it up there.
Who knows?
So yeah, we'll pass it over to you to introduce yourself, and then we kind of just like informally chat. I do have your piece here, so we can like show it and chat about it. Cool. And we'll do a little studio tour if you're comfortable with that, and then we have some artworks to share.
Oh my gosh, I'm really bad at intros. Hey, I'm Wenting. I work as an illustrator most of the time, although I feel like I'm always trying to figure out if there's other stuff I could be doing. I paint murals. I sometimes make bad ceramics. I'm learning. Wow, this is a terrible
No! So you do a lot of things, but I would say, like, do you feel like you mostly do illustration?
I don't know. I feel like that's a hard question to answer because I feel like a lot of people, I have like a somewhat of like a hazy relationship to like what I think of as work and like what I want to be doing at any moment. So I feel like you caught me in a period where I'm trying to think like, do I want to, because illustration I feel like is something that, at least for me, I often just have to go after it. Yeah. And I'm having that thought, like, do I want to keep going after it at this particular point?
If you could go after any of the processes or things that you do, and there wasn't like a concern about finances, which I feel like for a lot of artists, like we can speak for ourselves, it's a lot of going after what will actually help us keep a roof over our head. But if that was like completely out of the question, where do you think you would what do you think you would go after?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I feel like I was thinking about this on my bike ride over. And I feel like there have been points in my life at which, like, again, bad relationship, I guess, to work, defining my personality, identity, and stuff. But I feel like there's moments where I have clarity in what I want to go after, and then like despite whatever like uncertainties I have, it feels easier to feel I have a direction and kind of know what I'm doing even if I don't. But at periods where I'm kind of questioning what I'm doing and what I want to do next, and I don't have a set goal in mind, like that's where the real intense panic can set in. I don't know.
I totally relate to that. I feel like when I think like, oh, if I had no other like obligations and I could just do exactly what I want to do, I think I would like want to be a painter. But then when I feel like there's moments where there's some, openness in our schedule and
like pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah, like then I didn't just dive into painting. I kept kind of going towards like the things that felt safe or maybe like easy. I feel like sometimes when there's like a little bit of openness, I actually am more stressed and less able to work on what I really love than when I'm like overburdened, which I don't understand that mental landscape in my head.
Yes.
But that's
that is a much better articulated statement of what I was trying to say.
Well, I get to talk a lot for my job, so.
But I feel a little like, if I'm going to answer this question, I think that like I have too many interests. I like doing printmaking. I like doing installation artwork. I like teaching. I like running workshops. I like video editing. I like too many things, and so I can't just focus on any one specific thing. And thus I end up becoming just a little bouncing ball of anxiety, never really committing to either.
Yes. Also to that. And I feel like Another thing is that it's like fall right now, and it's obviously the very best season. So that's like a very distracting aspect of
It is
to like
season. Well, maybe we'll go on a studio tour, and then when you're like pointing at work, then it might be easier to talk about it. How's that sound?
Yeah, that would be good. Two of my studio mates are here.
All right. Hi, Kendra.
Kendra is actually not here, but she usually is. Okay, I think Kendra has already taken Sparkbox on the tour, so maybe I'll.
We went on a tour of Kendra's space, and I think we saw like the ceramic space. But you know, there's different people on today, so don't feel worried about doing it again.
Okay, I'll show you some like interesting parts of the studio. Let me figure out how to turn the camera.
Comments. We got another fall lover. Okay.
Christina, yes, it's Christina's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday!
We play D&D together, and Christina's a great illustrator. So, these are some of the plants in our studio. This is a cool pegboard.
Wait, did you describe them as these are some of my friends? Okay, I heard that wrong. I thought you were like, these are some of my friends. These are my plant babies.
I feel like if they were truly my friends, I should treat my own plants a lot better. But I'm trying to form that relationship with them. This one it's part of this plant, which my very first roommate out of college gave to me and is still alive.
They're great plants, and they propagate really easily.
They're satisfyingly good at taking care, easy to take care of, I guess. Yeah. These are some really good books.
Oh, what's that one that's like facing out?
That one is a collection of paintings and poetry by Jia Sun, who is incredible.
Cover is very engaging.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wait, maybe we should show more books. Am I getting caught up in like a tiny aspect of this?
No, this is how this goes. This is why we are not like good at formal interviews. We just like snooping and chatting. So so far you're nailing
it. Okay, amazing. Yeah, maybe I'll flip through it. Oh God, this is not gonna go well.
It feels like all those little guys in front of it will just talk.
Yes. Those are Kendra pieces.
I need to buy some Kendra pieces, is what I realized. I was on Kendra's page yesterday and was like, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this.
Yes. Kendra has a shop, and I think is planning to add more to it. So you should all check it out. Yes. This is a cool catalog of a show that I saw at the Toronto, I think it's the Japan Society.
Okay.
And there are a lot of historical tea bowls, which are really cool.
Did you say historical tea bowls?
I think they were historical tea bowls. I could be wrong. Yes. Well, okay. How historical is 1955? Maybe it's not that historical.
I mean, at this point, technically it's historical. History.
You would call stuff from World War II historical.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Oh, we just had our chat with Layla like a couple weeks ago, and we were looking at water vessels in these postcards, this postcard series that she was checking out. So I like this like exploration of like ceramic vessels from different spaces and different points in time, different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. I have to watch that. I watched Josephine's, but yeah.
It was
these are more Fantasy is a really good one.
Oh,
that looks so cute.
Wait, that's like very recognizable. Who is that? Who did that?
It's Sophia Foster Dimino.
I like those.
Yeah.
Cute.
This is a fun collection of London bus seats.
Wait, is that actually what they look like?
I think through the ages, yes.
Oh my gosh, why are all buses like this now?
They're still pretty incredible. Well, maybe not the TTC, but a lot of...
The TTC is just red, isn't it?
They are just red. I grew up in Markham, and I think the seats there are blue with like yellow squiggles. I think London has had some good ones.
There's a website that is just carpets from different airports around the world.
It's a website, I think.
Yeah, it's a website.
Whoa.
And it is also great.
So you can like
I
look
have
at
to
the
check that out.
And I think you can
single carpet.
add to it if you're there. It's like a collaborative community, almost like a Tumblr, I think, in a way. Yeah.
Wow. I need to check that out, and I need to send it to the friend who also owns this book.
Do you reference these a lot, these books, or do you just have them as like, I love these books and they're in my studio, or do you grab these and like look at them when you're like feeling stuck or wanting to just like get inspired?
Yeah, I'd say a bit of both. I don't tend to like look at them regularly, but sometimes I'll pick them up, and sometimes it is when I need some help thinking.
Yeah.
And sometimes just to like admire them. Confetti is really good for just admiring. The book behind it is fun because it's full of like weird, creepy American antique toys. I found it on the curb.
Okay, I thought it was a record album just because of its glossiness.
It's very shiny. This is its dust cover. I actually don't know what the undercover looks like.
Probably a very boring book.
Yeah, it's probably just brown with like an embossed gold like lettering.
It's probably very fancy.
Some Sarah.
Oh yeah, that's Sarah Mason. These are more plants.
I love it. I think plants in studios are so important.
It's kind of nice, yeah. This is a really nice Band-Aid box. I think it
is that
might
just
not have
Hello Kitty Band-Aids? We're gonna show during this episode.
I think they're great. I've never bought Band-Aids that had designs on them, but I really recommend it, even if you're no longer a child.
Just makes it more interesting when you get cut, which hopefully
you don't need
doesn't
to have just an elastic whatever Band-Aid brand is.
I agree. This says the purpose is joy. Artie has them. Oh my god, Artie has Hello Kitty. Good taste.
Yes.
This is a cool box. This is a cool tin. It's very rusty.
Does it have paintbrushes in it?
Yes.
Yeah. I also put my paintbrushes in tins that make me feel happy. This collection really reveals of the person. That's great. That was one of the comments. I agree. I do think a book collection, although our book collection is like a mixture of collections from other people, so I feel like it reveals that we allow people to drop stuff off at our door and we keep it. But so far,
cool. This is Wendy.
Hello.
You about the book collection.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've been very lucky that the people that leave us books are also good collectors. Where are we?
I hope to someday. Oh yeah, this is the mini fridge. I wanted to show you the mini fridge. Yes. Oh, and I could show you the cake.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I can say about cake. Okay. Also, this is a watering can that Wendy made. That is incredible. Oh, and this is Kendra's.
Oh gosh.
Yes, Wendy made this. Wendy's a great ceramicist. Wendy Lisa Nickel. This is Kendra's demonic creature, child. Welcome to our fridge. These are just slices. You can't really tell. Maybe I'll open it. I hope.
Okay, everyone's very excited about the cake. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, this looks great.
This is an intense amount of cake.
Kind of 6 layers.
Oh my gosh, I bet it's so good.
I haven't tried it yet.
Flakes, like coconut flakes on the outside?
Yes. Oh, I didn't get to fully describe. There's pastry cream, which is made with coconut milk that I evaporated. I oversalted the pastry cream, unfortunately, but a lesson for next time. And then there are toasted coconut flakes on top, which I also kind of burnt. I think this cake is like a practice for future birthdays.
It looked delicious. They didn't look burnt, so feels like you did a great job.
I love a cake that's so thick that you can't eat it standing upright. It has to flop over.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Now the fridge won't close again.
Yeah. It's true. These are some of our utensils. We didn't have that many, but now we have a lot.
You have really nice dishware at your studio.
I don't know where it's from. It just appeared one day.
It's nicer at your studio than it is at my own home. Well done.
Yeah, I don't actually own this many dishes at home. But there are 5 of us. There's some cool mugs.
Oh, these mugs are great.
Are some of these made in the shop? Because I know you have like a
this one on the bottom right with all the little tickies on it.
These are made by Wendy. They were not recent, but she is working on things.
And
spy on.
This is a cool shelf that Wendy made with math and stuff.
Oh my god!
Yeah, she had to do a lot of calculations because it wraps around.
Oh hey!
And is very nice.
That's a great shelf.
Yeah,
see, this is what I love about doing studio tours, is because I feel like, and maybe you can relate to this or maybe you can't, but like we've like done talks in the shop, or we have people who want to like take pictures, and sometimes we'll like try to kind of clean it up in a way that's not realistic to what it's like to work in the studio, and often like the shelving and like that part doesn't get shown, but it's such an important part of like being a creator, because you end up having just kind of like a lot of stuff. Hello. So I love seeing the shelving.
Sydney's also great. Yeah, I don't know. I went to, this is a shelf of interesting things.
Interesting things. It's a whole studio of interesting things.
These are like felted Cheetos and other chips. Yeah, isn't the pen holder great? It's Sid's. Sid has good taste. These are Wendy's buttons. They're very satisfying to hold.
Are they also ceramic?
They are.
Oh, they're so heavy. Oh, wow.
Those are so pretty.
I like these the best, but they're all pretty good. They have different glazes on them.
Those are
making buttons. Oh my gosh.
Kendra Corner.
Love it. So how many of you are work in this studio? 5?
5, I think you said.
Yes, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5.
That's so nice.
Some extra counting.
More.
This is a paper cutter.
Like a Cricut?
Oh, on the bottom, like a guillotine.
Oh, like a paper cutter.
Oh,
got it. Yeah.
Yes, a paper cutter. It used to be Caitlin's. It's very helpful. This table used to be Lynn's.
Little folding.
And I'll show you the cool. Yes. So it's like a lock room, but it doesn't work anymore.
It's safe.
This is Wendy's count. This is Wendy's slab roller.
Yeah, I think those are the best.
This is part of an exhibit that Sid did at X Space.
Is that felted?
Yes.
Oh my
God. Oh gosh.
But of course, mostly Sid. Many, many hours of.
That's amazing.
You might start talking about days, man. That fish is huge.
Well, Lynn knows that you have the table now, so you know your table theft has been revealed.
And I guess I'll end the studio tour with, this is a puffer that Kendra owns, and I find it really fascinating because of the way it's being quilted. And Kendra has had it through all the studios we've shared together, and I've always eyed it really covetously. And here it is again.
I thought it was another fish. Just deflated or something.
Wait, why are people talking about the table? What table is this?
The folding table, the little table that's in the, not that table.
Oh, table. Lynn, I still have it.
Okay, Wenting, now you need to show us some of your work.
And your studio is really
yeah, it's such a great studio.
Great place to explore.
It has great people, which makes it nice. Welcome back to MySpace. I
remember MySpace.
can show you that painting has been around for ages, so maybe we won't look at it. These are some fun drawings.
Yes.
Those are also from a while ago.
I love it though.
This is a drawing for a painting.
Yeah, that
painting, I also did a while ago.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about like the environments that you put like your figures in? Because I really love the like geometry of them and
the
like
isometric.
Yeah, it is true.
I also. Oh my goodness! Wait, Kyle, you actually know how isometric works?
Yeah, Wenting, when we said we spent like 20 minutes on your website, we literally
did. We were not lying.
Oh my goodness, that's too much time.
No, it isn't. Your work is amazing. And that piece is really lovely. Like the painting version of that drawing. Yeah. So you do the drawing in full and then you do a painting? Wow.
Yeah, that's probably not very smart.
No, it means that you basically have two arts.
You do.
Oh, the classic IKEA flat files.
A
staple. Yes, a staple for every artist studio.
I can't. All the drawers look the same, so I can't tell what's in any of them.
We suffer the same thing. We're considering putting full labels on the outside of our drawers to just help with that problem.
We should all do that. Yeah, I'll pull out the painting or some paintings.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are very old.
That's okay.
And not great. Oh, here's the I never trim the edges. So they have like the edge of a pad because I kind of just paint them for myself.
Oh my gosh. It's just so good. So do you use
I do on a lot of stuff. I guess I use whatever I'm trying to get better at the moment. This one's pencil crayon.
That's lovely.
Oh my gosh, there's like a dead bug in here, which is cool.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah.
This one is fall related.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this one. So
these are
magical. Is that the one we shared? It's so good. Hello. We got you back. The beauty of your art broke the internet.
Oh my goodness. No. I'm sorry you were having Wi-Fi issues.
When you are making like the artwork, like especially the isometric stuff that has like a really rigid kind of it's not rigid, but like it has a perspective and a space. Are you like starting with like an isometric grid paper, or are you like doing 2-point perspective, or are you just going for it?
Oh God, okay. I don't. This is why I said that you should talk about isometric because maybe we could call it quasi-isometric stuff that I do is not necessarily grid-based. It's kind of just like what I think looks good.
That's amazing. It looks really great. That's how I would approach it. Like I would put some loose guide marks on a page and then just like sketch it out. Like I rarely try to use like a grid as a grid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I do sometimes measure out stuff when I'm like, I want them to be the same distance apart, but there's something about like drawing a line with a ruler that it doesn't turn out straight. Kendra's really good at using a ruler.
I'm terrible.
I don't understand how it works.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, you were saying something about. Were you saying something about rulers?
I was going to share an anecdote of when Chrissy and I used to teach college. The amount of young adults who don't know how to read a ruler is very surprising, and you're not the only person who doesn't understand it.
Or doesn't use a ruler properly. Like, I don't use a ruler properly. I don't know how to read a ruler.
I imagine you can use a ruler more properly than some of our students.
I don't know. I'm pretty bad at rulers. Okay, I'm
I
pulling
feel like
out
if
the piece that we have. So this is the work that we're going to be exhibiting. The not good ceramicist, I don't even know why you would say that, because this is so gorgeous.
I can explain the flaws.
Yes, please. If you can talk about this a little bit, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, I will. It was, so we moved into the studio and we have like a kiln here, and a lot of my studio mates make ceramics. So I kind of wanted to try it as well. I've done it in the past, but I'm, like I said, not an expert. And I think that's what makes it fun, because it's disconnected from the stuff I do day to day or like more regularly. And this piece has a funny backstory. So Sid has like a really good Tumblr where she like kind of pulls together inspiration. And I like browsing it, and it's called but oh no, I'm not supposed to say what it's called. But it's really good.
Super secret Tumblr page.
And Sid reblogged this vase that I was really into, and it was by this glass maker who lived in the 1920s called René Lalique. Not sure how to pronounce his name. And his vase is really cool, and it's like way more, I'd say, like factory perfect.
Right.
And I like drew a picture of it, and I reblogged that. And then I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I like reblogged this again in like a different form? And then I made this vase based on the drawing.
Awesome.
Based on René Lalique's glass vase.
It reminded me, there was I think a couple, but I could be wrong, working out of Toronto several years ago. I was still in undergrad, and I think they were called like Bunnyfish, or maybe the work they did was Bunnyfish. I can look them up, or I can try to look them up, because they were exhibiting in a gallery, but it was also like kind of like a interesting toy shop that was on Queen Street near Ossington, I think. I'll try to look them up, but there was something about like the forms of the fish that really reminded me of their work too. But so was like this kind of fish patterning part of the original one as well, or is that something that you came up with?
No. So the original, I think, are a school of salmon swimming across the vase, and I thought that they should have faces, so I put that in my drawing. And then, of course, they have faces here. I think a friend mentioned the film Ponyo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so but it's a good film. I recommend it. And like, if you want to like get technical about the stuff, that I think the most interesting experiment was like the inside of the vase is poured in glaze that was thinned out with water, and this is a celadon bloom, and you can kind of see the celadon bloom on the inside, like it kind of looks like
a little
molds.
bit of it.
Yeah. So it really bloomed on the inside, and I thought the inside turned out really cool. You can also see like the way the celadon like pulls away from the lip, which is cool. But on the outside, yeah, it's not as apparent. I think for the celadon to bloom, the kiln has to like hold the temperature at a certain point in the firing, which our kiln doesn't do. At least the one we currently have. And the outside has some like copper oxide, but the copper oxide and the glaze did not like each other, which is why there's some crawling.
I thought that was intentional.
That's a very generous interpretation.
Well, because they're like these swimming fish, I guess like it seemed like it was like part of the movement of the piece.
I like that. Yeah. I guess it only bothers me because of my lack of knowledge of how chemicals interact. Someone asked if it was hand built. It is hand built, and that's why if you put it like on a table or flat surface, you can kind of see the way it's leaning. It's not like a perfect vessel.
You can see it's like
we all do hand building in the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't have any wheels. That it's very dusty, and just none of us work that way. Yeah. And this is a more recent that's all that I was working on.
I love how excited everyone is about it. I'm super excited to show this piece. I agree. Like, I think someone, does that say K-salt or key salt? I'm not sure. I'm really bad at, pardon?
Full name, Kim Salt.
They mentioned that everything you make is so enchanted looking, and I like feel exactly the same way. Even the piece of the girl in the rain, it's like this enchanted forest, like a little exploration. I don't know, I just really love that. And having the stories that accompany the work, I think, yeah, just like sorry, I love that I got a first Kim and then another person. That was amazing. I love the chat. People are so lovely. Can you tilt your camera up a little bit so we can see your eyes?
Oh.
Yay!
There we are.
Oh my goodness.
So we have some art to share.
But I want to ask one more question.
All right.
The question I want to ask is something I found interesting was that you do a lot of like painting work and two-dimensional work, but the work that you submitted for the exhibition is this ceramic piece. And I was curious why you chose to submit a ceramic piece instead of like a two-dimensional work. I'm very excited about it, but I thought it was an interesting choice.
I guess like I said, like whatever I'm doing at the moment or like not doing, I guess like thinking about doing or trying to do is the most interesting. So when you guys talked about the exhibition, the last thing or the thing that I was currently working on was that vase. So
cool.
I wanted to send that to you. That's the reason.
No, I love it. I'm very excited. I think it's so beautiful. And when you were like, can I submit something that's ceramic? I was like, oh my goodness. And then we have two other ceramic pieces also by an illustrator, Aaron, who mostly does like gouache pieces also wood pieces, but still very like two-dimensional usually. And now we have like these two sculptural pieces that complement each other quite nicely, even in coloring. So yeah, I think that's really awesome. You wanted to share work now.
Yeah. This is the part of the show where we get to share artworks.
And hopefully this doesn't...
As our guest, you get to choose whether we share first or whether you'd like to share first.
You seem more ready. I have to get the stuff from my other
desk. Okay.
Flip. Okay.
So we are pulling artwork from a portfolio exchange that I participated in over the summer called Bitumen Artings. And so this happens to be the next piece in the portfolio. And
so I will tell you a bit about the person that made this work because we don't know them. So I had to look this up and I pulled up their website because, wow, they do a lot of really cool stuff. So this is Colin Lyons. So Ontario artist. This piece, one second, is part of a project called The Laboratory of Everlasting... Oh, what's the latter part of this? Let me just go back to the beginning of this page. The Laboratory of...
I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this whole
Everlasting Solutions
is embossed. I don't think that the camera will pick up that texture. I think that it'll just blur out to being white. But there's embossment in the entire lower third of this print.
So
it's very, very subtle.
It looks like Colin does like a lot of like really fascinating installation pieces that are quite like architectural, like literal buildings in environments. And then he incorporates the like chemistry of printmaking into those environments to like have a conversation about like geoengineering. So most of the work that I was looking at, and like forgive me, Colin, if you watch this because I really only went on your website this morning, but but now I'm like enamored and I want to look at every project because the installations are so cool looking, and they seem to be like kind of reflecting on like brownfield rehabilitation, which is when like an area that is like contaminated by everlasting suspense. Yes, exactly. So when an area is like contaminated from some kind of like industrial, like either mining or like maybe, I don't know if this is an example, but like here there used to be a lot of gas stations and then they're gone, and then people can't use that property to do anything on until it's cleaned up and salvaged. So from what I understand in the minimal amount of research that I did prior to us coming on here, brownfield rehabilitation is when people come in, they try to actually like bring the land back to like an uncontaminated status. And so it looks like a lot of the projects that he does, especially the installation pieces, are sort of looking at those processes, but then also relating them to printmaking and the chemistry in printmaking. So really fascinating work, like really interesting installations here. I can probably like turn, maybe this will work. Can you see that? So like that's the installation that this print is linked to.
Wow.
It's like a weird geodesic kind of structure. Yeah. Neat work.
I love it.
So yeah, that's
Colin
our first share.
That's so cool. I love looking at spaces and structures. So that is so cool. Also, I recently passed a gas station with someone who was driving, and the person who was driving was like, I didn't know they could build on top of gas stations. And now I can go tell them that. Can't. Yeah. First, brownfielding? Is that what the term is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's brownfield.
Brownfield is like, a brownfield is the space that's contaminated. And then like rehabilitating that is like the practices that go into like, I think like extracting the dirt. I feel like he's looking a lot at like how plants can be used to take the chemicals out of certain landscapes so that then the land is technically safe. But I feel like I've listened to a CBC broadcast about the fact that they don't really know what to do with the plants then, because then you just end up with all these like contaminated plants. And so what do? You just go put those on another piece of land? Like that doesn't really work. Yeah.
You just burn them.
No. So that's our first share.
Yeah, like toxic plant ash. My first thing that I brought is it in? Can you see it, or is it cut off?
We can fold it up a little bit.
Up a bit.
Yeah, there, you're roughly about down a little tiny bit, and you're good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess what's that I can see is inaccurate, but this is a zine by SUNMI. I think you can
down a little bit. Oh, yeah, there we go.
So you can follow them. But it's really cool because it is made out of, they got like, so SUNMI is an artist, like a comics artist based in Baltimore. And they're really cool. And they made this with a typewriter. There's like an explanation, but I'll show you some of the pages. Oh, here's a picture of the typewriter. I don't know what you can see.
Yeah.
And with drawings. And it's made with paper that they were given as well. And the way that it's laid out is really, really cool.
So is it scans of the typed pages?
I don't know.
The pages?
I think it's photos of, like a zine of photos or like scans of the poetry and drawings. I don't know if it's poetry. It feels, this is house fan art from the very seasonally appropriate film. Like a Japanese, I don't know if you could call it a horror film. But thriller? A lot of, thriller.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really love reading through. I feel like a lot of the pieces are super beautiful, but also like there's something so beautiful about like both the like magnitude and like sometimes the like ordinariness of the thoughts that they've written down.
Yeah. Well, that's like your work deals a lot with that as well, right? Like sort of like playing with just like the mundane, ordinary things in life and making them really like beautiful and sort of fantastical.
Yeah. Actually, maybe that's a funny.
Wenting's like, just write my artist statement. Your artist
Please.
statement. Oh, wow.
I don't know how people write artist statements.
I don't know either.
Oh wow. Okay, no one knows.
No one knows.
That's disheartening. But I really recommend the Zine. I don't know if it's still in print, but SUNMI's work is really cool.
Yeah, these drawings are really like so. They look like lithographs, like the way that the texture and mark making is on the page, which like complements the hand typed typewriter really nicely too. Yeah, I also like how they're like flattening everything, and like there's like landscape that's like in behind the portrait, so there's just like everything's kind of layered on top of each other, almost like a dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a dream, but it's also very much about like it's kind of journalistic. And we talk about activism, and like here is a section about yesterday I met with members of Baltimore Asian Resistance and Solidarity. We had a heart-centric discussion on our coming involvement with Baltimore ceasefire. I love the parts where like you can see the typewriter correction. We are hoping to move forward conversations with the Asian immigrant merchant community and their relationships to the poor Black communities here being Baltimore. There's a lot to unpack, and a lot we will continue to unpack. And then unpack is like kind of explored further.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I also like heart-centered conversation. Is that what you said?
Yes, that is what they wrote. They are writing or like making a graphic novel right now, and I think it'll be really good. Or I know
that's wonderful. Really, I love that share. I also love zines. We share a lot of zines.
I saw.
It's cool.
They're just weird.
They're so good, and we've like was 2, maybe 3. I'm trying to think. Like our chat with Rukyung was almost exclusively talking about zines. Our chat with Tana was all zines, and maybe Henry had a lot of zines.
Yeah. They come up. They're like they're a strange item because like they're not really something that you can put into a frame and you can exhibit, but they're usually like kind of cheaper to purchase, and they're usually like packed full. Like a zine comes with like pages of art, and they're like these little weird treasures, and like they are very personal and very intimate.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great first share.
Here's the second share. This one is also from the portfolio of Bituminous Partings, and this I think is a
screen print.
It's a screen print with a CMYK separation. So let's see.
So this is by Meggan Winsley. And Meggan is in Toronto, I believe. I have what I have up is from the Open Studio site. So either Meggan has worked at Open Studio or currently works there. I'm not sure.
If you can see, it looks like
there.
This is a photo of a person like half swimming in water. Like they're kind of just floating there. And so they've separated out, which is causing it to be a bit grainy. But if you like look really closely at the edges, you might be able to see that there's like the CMYK separation in the kind of border of this to make it look like it is like a piece of paper on a piece of paper.
What I think is really interesting, it's obviously not explored in this particular piece, but the statement that's on the Open Studio page, which is why I kept this up, it says, Meggan uses masks and animal heads to explore, I do not know how to say this word, but I think it's like therianthropy? Therianthropy? Therianthropy. But it's the ability to metamorphose into other animals and other identities. which I thought was really cool. Yeah. Has anybody heard this word before? I feel like I learned a new word today. And I also learned about brownfields today. This is why art is so valuable, everybody, because
we learn new words.
Within like an hour and a half of exploration of 2 artists, I learned 2 new things. Yeah, so this is like looking at like delusion and confusion in regards to self-identity and persona, and the environments that she places these figures in are usually abandoned and derelict, but are genuinely beautiful remnants of the past. So I thought that was really like such a nice description of work. It makes me feel really interested to find out more.
Also very on point for this print, like that remnants of the past. You can see like with like the referencing of the old piece of paper and like the borders, right?
Right.
Like I know that this print was made for like a portfolio about moving away from the oil industry, but I would say this print still falls exactly within her canon of artistry.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well written.
Yeah, vocabulary lesson, exactly, Leanne.
Yeah, that's our second share.
Cool. My second piece of artwork is a magnet by Ginette Lapalme. I'm going to do that thing that YouTubers do, where they put a hand behind. I love that post. Yes, okay. It is glittery and I think made of resin.
Yeah, I would say so.
Can we see the side again?
Yeah. Okay. So it's got like something floating in it? So small, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a tiny...
Oh, wait, turn it that way again? One more rotation. So is it?
It's...
Oh, okay. Okay, it's got like a form and it has the little guy inside is also like 3-dimensional shape. I thought it was a piece of paper. It looks like a fingernail or like an acrylic nail or something.
Yes, it's curling. But I love fridge magnets and I collect them. This one is by Ginette Lapalme, who has just opened her gallery, which is where Weird Things used to be.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to visit it. A contemporary fossil. Wow. I hope someday some alien finds this and is like, what was going on? Yeah, I have a lot of her fridge magnets and they're all really interesting objects. Just like in and of themselves.
Yeah.
I love both like tacky tourist magnets and like, I guess, pieces of art. They're all pieces of art.
Some are not made equally though.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Some are quite terrible, but
so is the sort of like bug shape that's inside there a painted object and then it's put in the resin form? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's like an object encased inside. Some of the things that Ginette makes have like just like found objects encased, like beads and stuff. And I feel like Ginette has like really interesting collections of just objects, like erasers or like it's in the book Confetti, but just like, yeah, I want to see the inside of, I don't know, the gallery, home, her brain. In there.
So she has a gallery in the city?
Yes. It's called To Turn, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's where Weird Things used to be.
Okay. Well, we'll be sure to share these things after.
Remember going to galleries?
Yeah.
Yes. I went to one recently and it was I don't know, I saw a couple of shows because Hearth Gallery, some friends run it and it's really good. And they have had a couple of shows. And I also went to Dan Maltese's show at Cooper Cole. And I was like, wow, I should look at more art and think more thoughts.
I feel the same way. We went to like an opening at 2 Gallery, right, in Picton. and it was like a collection show, kind of all of their members, and like it was a very overwhelming experience. It was like the first time we'd like been in a building, and now all of a sudden we're like in a building, and like, you know, like people are trying to navigate like, can we drink wine? Do we drink wine? Like, I'll just go over here and like drink underneath my mask. You know, like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have too high anxiety. I didn't enjoy myself at all. All I was thinking was like, how long do I have to stay here to look polite? And when can I not be in a building with other people again?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's something nice about like gallery openings, I think, are a very unique situation compared to just seeing a show as well. Yeah. It's all the art world is so interesting.
Yeah. So we just have 2 shares because we've cut ourselves down to 2. But if you have another one, we can do one more before we sign off.
True. Okay, I'll do this really quickly. Of course, I had to bring a piece of Kendra artwork. This has hung in a couple bathrooms.
I love it.
And Kendra was like, I don't remember what you're talking about. But I think this is something Kendra was like cleaning out like a file folder, or we've been sharing studios since 2017. So just a lot of stuff in between us. And I was like, oh, I love that drawing. I think this is from 401. I could be wrong.
Okay.
And then I took it home and I was like, I think it should live in our bathroom. So it's like 5 or 6 bathrooms. It's hanging in my current bathroom.
Oh my gosh. There's nothing quite like having someone mooning you in the bathroom.
Yeah. Or like what is this figure doing? I don't know. It's both like
forward fold. It's a yoga pose, obviously.
A lot of things. I find it relaxing to look at.
We have a photograph, and I won't say who I won't name any names in this story, but I will tell it. We have a photograph in our bathroom that is of a woman nude standing on a log. She's quite far away and she's in water. And we had someone staying with us, and I was in the kitchen, and they came down and they were like, who took the photo that's in the bathroom of the woman on the log? And I told them. And they were like, oh my gosh, I dated that bum. I knew exactly who that was. Like, there's no discernible features of this person. It's literally just someone's back and their bum. And they knew exactly who took the photo, and the person in the photo was an ex of theirs.
Wow.
Which I thought was pretty amazing, actually.
I think the words were, you have a naked photo of my ex in your bathroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it a good photo?
It was a great photo. Yeah. It was so good.
Lyon, like, I love a nude art in the bathroom. I completely agree. My sister also has nudes in her bathroom.
Wait, is this a common theme?
I mean, it's a place that you get naked regularly, I guess. A washroom.
Okay.
I feel like it's a place you want to have something interesting to look at.
Yeah.
You're doing your bathroom things. Like, I know people have like magazines in the bathroom, and I feel like neither do I, but it's a thought. Like, if I'm at a public bathroom, I love reading, like, I don't know, like anything, like if there's like writing in the stall or like advertisements drawn there.
I feel like I've been to some like punk clubs that have like a great graffiti that you kind of just like.
The bathroom is like all stickers. You're like, I don't want to pee in here, but I also want to pee in here at the same time.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to stay in this bathroom because I don't like public bathrooms, but I also want to read every note and message and reflection. I love when graffiti gets really out of control and people start remarking on remarks that have been made. Yeah. Or like scratching stuff out and adding to it.
Oh, that happens in bathroom stalls all the time.
Yeah.
There'll be like some stupid joke about pooping, and then somebody's like scratched it out and written something else, and then there's like a number that you can call for like a good time.
Bathroom stalls are just like Yeah, like they're a place where, I don't know, but then there's also like bathroom stalls that are like fridges and like they have like fake food in them, or like they're made out of church pews, and those are really cool too.
Oh my god.
There's so many varieties of things to see.
We need to make a bathroom book like the
carpet
and the bus seats.
Also be a book on like hellmouths. I think that would be another good collection topic.
Left page is bathroom, right page is hellmouths.
They would complement each other. Yeah.
They would, it's true. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, bathroom zine. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we have a project to get on top of it.
Bathroom zine?
Yeah.
Bathroom zine.
Oh, I love it. And you have a hellmouth of, well, we're gonna have to talk about that in our next video chat. This has been so wonderful. I want to end it on bathroom gossip.
I think that's a natural conclusion.
I agree.
Thank you so much for touring us around in your studio. This was absolutely
Thank you for coming.
Afternoon.
We can't wait to chat more. And thanks everybody for being here. You've been such a lively and well contributing audience to be hanging out with. It felt like a fun little hangout, which is like a bunch of like friends chilling in your studio. I loved it.
Thank you for coming, friends.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Goodbye, everybody. See you next week.